Hey guys, we are doing the GRcade podcast for the first time in what seems like weeks. It's been like months, I think. Yeah, months.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd see who would like to join me in Doom, and Kil stepped up to the plate. Say hello, Kil.
Hello, Kil.
Hey, he said hello to himself. Like, fuck you guys, I'll talk to myself. Doom is also with us, as I just said.
Hello. Nice to be back. Nice to get everything moving again. It's been a mad month and a half, I think it's been, since we've done it last. So let's get back to normality.
I'm Pedz. I said hi, maybe. I can't remember. Anyway, we're going to start off with Mario Maker Direct. Did any of you guys watch the Mario Maker Direct?
I'm going to admit I have not. Mario Maker, I like the idea of it. I just don't think I'm going to be able to get much out of it. So I've kind of just avoided it, ignored it. So
why do you think you're not going to get much out of Mario Maker?
I didn't play the first one because I didn't have a Wii U. So that probably doesn't help.
Fortunately, it's not story connected, so you can skip the first one.
Yeah. To be honest, I think the problem is I've been put off with some of the the levels that people make just look so unbelievably hard that I just think, I don't know, like, it just always put me off doing those kind of things because I'm not very patient with platformers at the best of times. So I like the design idea, and I might actually get some use out of the design stuff, but the actual playing of it, just I'm not sure if I'd have much to do with that. So it's one of those games that I would only get like 50% of the use out of. So I've always kind of been cautiously optimistic about it at best.
That's fair enough. I think you're missing out though if you skip it, because while there are ridiculously hard levels in the first one at least, there are also easy levels and medium difficulty. It ranges, and the good thing is you can improve your skills and various things. And some of the stuff where we did Devlin did the Are You Master Mario Maker contest stuff. Some of the levels that were made, while some of them were a bit challenging, there were a lot on there that were just really fucking good. Yeah. So I think you're gonna miss out if you skip it. What about you, Kil?
I did have a Wii U, but Mario Maker didn't really. I don't know. Thinking back on it, I don't really. I like platformers, but for some reason, I don't really. Not like Mario, but I play Mario. I'm like, oh, this is okay, and I'm done, and I can easily put it down. I don't know what it is about it. It's like there's other platform games that I enjoy, but looking at the Direct, there are some things I was looking at and I was thinking, now why the hell wasn't that in the first one? Like, they're introducing slopes is a big selling point. You can now build a slope. I'm thinking, what the fuck is that? Should have been in the first one.
Yeah,
that sounds like such a basic part of the game, putting slopes in.
It does. I think maybe they based... I don't know, maybe they thought... Because the first Mario game didn't have them. Maybe they thought... they were thinking more about that style of game. Whereas it wasn't added till the third game on. But World 3... New all do have slopes. So...
Yeah, and I know all those ones are a style that you can make the game.
Exactly. So it's a massive oversight, like.
Yeah, it was there's some. I was watching the video, and there was some things I was going, now those features seem like they've been withheld, added later to be added to the list, and they fucked up, forgetting that slopes are not exactly, it should have been something included in the first one.
Yeah.
Like there's other things like twisters.
Maybe the Wii U just wasn't powerful enough to do it.
Yeah, to do slopes. Yeah, I mean, it was a bad cancel.
The SNES could do it, and the NES could do it, but the Wii U, no chance.
Yeah, can't handle slopes. Just...
No, I get what you're saying, Kil. there are some features there, like the moving platforms. It's like the way you can do them now. It seems like something you should have been able to do before.
And the snake ones as well. I mean, the snake one's fair enough, but then there's like a seesaw one. It's like that maybe some enemies as well. It's like there's one of the Bowser kids. And it's like you had all of them but this one, and now you're introducing them as like a new feature. It's just kind of like they've made this game because they know it will sell. It's like, why? How can we say it's different? It's like they've added a sand and snow theme. It's like, why wasn't that included? Because like I said, I'm not a big Mario player, but I explicitly remember sand levels in the earlier games. So why couldn't there have been a sand theme?
No, I agree with you. I do wonder how if they made the first game and didn't put in as much stuff. One, they may have done it for your reasons of holding back for money, which seems likely. They are a company. Companies are about exploiting their customers and earning from it, really. I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying that's what a lot of companies seem to do. But I'm also wondering did they think people may not be that into it? And they thought, why waste the resources doing these extra things? And then with a full-blown sequel, then they added more in, hoping that, or thinking that, well, obviously the game is worth the money. But at the same time, it's Mario. Mario sells well, so...
But in the first one, they did update it. They did add features to it because it became popular and a success. And they went, we'll add some enemies. You can now... I can't remember the specifics, but I do remember, like, I saw a video when it first came out, and like, some people playing, I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I saw a video a bit later, because it was like one of those ones where they were trying to play the hell levels, and that's always kind of entertaining to see someone put themselves through suffering. Kind of like when you just play a normal game, Pedz. I mean, it's because you're that bad. It's just
well, let's be honest
now. A normal
now.
game like Tetris, and you know.
Oh, I'm great at Tetris. I could beat every Tetris game ever with my eyes closed using my testicles.
Like it's like making a joke that you can't play Tetris. Like, actually, no, I can't play Tetris very well. Like immediately defending yourself. No, but it's, I was like titled like, oh, hell levels, and the levels were fucking hellish. Like, I could tell without having to play them. But they mentioned in the video, they added these new features in. I think checkpoints didn't originally come with the game. They had to add that in as a patch.
I thought they did.
Checkpoints? No. I think originally, because I remember they discussed it, like they mentioned it, like, the old version of this map, there didn't used to be a checkpoint, so you'd have to start again. And I was like, I remember it because I was so surprised that, I mean, they might have been mistaken, but I remember explicitly that being said, because I was kind of like, they didn't have checkpoint? That's kind of weird, considering the type of game that, like, this game is, most people are going to try and make a hard level. I mean, a lot of people try and make enjoyable levels.
To be fair, the most people who make hard levels, a lot of them don't use checkpoints.
No, a lot of them
Bastards.
Don't, but then at the same time, they'd probably go, I make a very hard level, and if someone only gets past the 50% mark a couple of times before they give up because the start of it's so hard, they won't get to suffer at the end of it. And I want people to suffer. Like, this is not me, obviously, because I'm not a monster, but these people are saying they want others to suffer at the end. So they want the checkpoint.
Yeah.
No,
These people are monsters, that's the problem.
Yeah.
The thing is, though...
Like fake mercy is what they're doing.
No, I get what you're saying, but with slopes, how much would they need to change in the game code to add them? Would it be a simple thing or more difficult thing to implement than a flying cart that can shoot instead of just normal flying?
It looks like it's this Mario engine or whatever it is. It's Mario, the mechanics, everything. Like the years he's just had his throat ripped out by his dog.
Yeah.
I know he's going nuts. Carry on.
Is that you sticking your fingers up there again? Anyway.
What?
No. Fuck, what was I going to say? That scared the hell out of me. That dog. I can't remember what I was saying. I was talking about. Fuck it. I can't remember. That literally threw me off. That fucking dog.
What I will say is, from the bits that I've seen with the, what they've announced with Mario Maker 2, to me it doesn't seem For me, I think the main problem is they've called it Mario Maker 2 rather than just Mario Maker Deluxe Wii U.
Yeah.
What? Because by putting 2, you expect a whole nother game. Like, you expect a brand new game that with basically everything about it improved, where all they've done is taken the standard Mario Maker game, added some bits to it. So what I think the main problem here is that they've called it 2 and not just Deluxe.
No, they've added a lot more than you think.
Well,
So don't get me wrong, they've added
existed for a decent time.
True, they do, but what they've added is a whole new set of world stuff with the 3D world stuff. Also, as well as adding nighttime stuff, which isn't a lot. The nighttime does change a lot.
I take it you don't mean... Sorry, Pedz, just for clarification. When you say 3D worlds, you don't mean like Mario 64, Mario...
No. Super Mario 3D World, which was on Wii U.
Yeah, it's like 2D, 3D type.
3D Land was on 3DS. Basically, they've added nighttime stuff as well, which, while it doesn't sound that interesting, it's just a nighttime version of it. It doesn't just make something nighttime. Like, underground becomes inverted, so you're running along the ceiling instead of the floor. Like forestry ends up. Yeah, but there's like a lot of things like that added. They've also done this. You can add different water levels to each level in the first game.
Shouldn't that being included? Because that was a feature in other Marios, was it not? Water levels.
No, I agree with you. But what like I said earlier, did they hold feature? Was the feature being held back for a sequel? Or was the feature held back initially because they didn't want to put a lot of resources into the game, not knowing how well it would do, as is, while not a new IP in a Mario sense, it's a new IP in the Mario Maker sense, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know,
it just seems like a very weak feature list compared. Like, I tell you what would have made it if they did Mario Maker 2, they did the trailer, that right at the end they had like a Mario Galaxy level.
Yes.
Because I wasn't gonna say like I wasn't gonna say Odyssey and I wasn't gonna say 64 because that's like for Galaxy it's a lot different, because when I shut my eyes and remember it's probably a lot different. It's all spheres. So spheres with stuff on it. That'd be a lot easier to make probably than a full huge level.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I think it'd be cool to add there, and it would be nice to see 3D levels, but I think it would up the complexity a hell of a lot from 2D levels.
But that's really what I would expect from the next game in the series. If you put a number next to that game name, I expect that kind of level of jump. You know, otherwise we're going down Call of Duty routes where it's the same game with like.
Well, that's kind of what's happened, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think there's more to it than that. But if you look at most games, there's not a lot of difference. If you look at more sequels, they tend to iterate on the previous title. If you're going to change a lot about it and add too much stuff in, then it's changing a lot. It's like going from Final Fantasy, say, 9 up to 15. They're like completely different games. They may as well not be called Final Fantasy after that.
Well, what they could have done instead then is... But
I know in Mario Maker it's a bit different because they got the 3D world. But you're going from something simple that everyone can create stuff on to going into 3D game making, which is going to be a lot more complex, isn't it?
You don't have to do the 3D stuff. You could still do the 2D levels. I'm just saying, having the tools to make 3D levels, and I don't even mean huge worlds like in Odyssey or
I know. I'm not saying
like this.
What'd you say, man?
Sorry, I was just going to say I was meaning kind of smaller 3D world, like just the ability to make 3D levels, and they don't. I don't know. I'm not sure what the. Wait, I tell you what. I couldn't remember what I was going to say, but I'll just say that the people who would play the game would still find a way to do it, and they'd still be the brain geniuses who can make magic with very simple tools. Just get more complex tools, they'd be able to make more things.
Like I said, I'm not saying that I would.
The complex tools and still use the simple.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I'm not saying that they shouldn't add the 3D stuff. I think it'd be awesome. I probably wouldn't use it because I wouldn't. But I'm just saying that I can understand why they haven't added it. And I think there is, if you look at the video, you can see that it's actually a lot more added to it than you realize. Like the whole 3D world tile set adds a lot of different things in that weren't in Super Mario Maker.
Wait, sorry, because I was watching it just before. When you say the 3D one, are you just talking about it's on a 2D plane, but it's like 3D sprites?
No, that's New Super Mario. Basically, 3D World is actually 3D on Wii U, in the sense of it's kind of like isometric at times and side on. It changes the view sometimes.
So it's like 2.5D
ish
rather than
yeah.
Is it
But
not? So it's not a proper. So I remember the first Mario game with the cat suit. Are you talking about that one?
Yeah, the one with the cat suit.
Okay, that was a proper 3D game. Like that had proper 3D.
Yeah, it did. But
I can't. I'm just looking at the video. I can't see any of those.
It doesn't.
3D.
This is the thing. It doesn't actually have the full 3D world effect. It's still on a 2D plane because they use it. I think they use a similar engine kind of thing. But because of the stuff you can do in that in 3D world, like you can have things shooting from the background and various other things like that. And you can have Cat Bowser and again various things like that. You can't actually switch between Super Mario 1, 3, World, and New, and then those four are all connected, and you could change the tile sets. You switch the tile set to 3D World, and you'll have to start all over again because it's got different physics and things like that. It's stuff that you can't do on either one. So they've actually seemingly added a lot of stuff to that. And if you look at the video, at one point it says extra worlds or something, and there's a space next to 3D World, so people are wondering, is there something we just don't know about yet? Or are they in the middle of working on something to add to it?
Maybe there's future DLC to come with it or something like that.
Yeah. So I think...
Which opens up what we're talking about, potentially.
Yeah. So I do think there's more to it than just going, oh, they've added a couple of things and that's it. I think they've added quite a bit more. Maybe not as much as some would like, but I wouldn't say it's going down the route of like FIFA. Just make it a little bit prettier and go, there you go, new game. Or Pedz.
For the Super Mario World 3D games, what differences were apart from the levels? What other differences were there in terms of new features?
I'd have to look at the list to remember them all. There was, like I said, the stuff in the 3D in the background. They've added extra enemies, Boom Boom, and can't remember.
I'm sorry, I'm not talking about. I'm just trying to think. I remember the. I'm just talking about the normal Mario games, not Maker. Like what differences in the iterations were there between the Super Mario World
between
2.5 or something?
Super Mario. You mean in the proper games themselves? Like Super Mario 1 and 2 were very similar.
The recent ones I'm talking about more. Like I remember Luigi was the main character, or you could play as him.
In that game, Super Mario Brothers, it was Super Mario Brothers Wii U, which was the fourth in the line, I think. There was Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers, New Super Mario Brothers Wii, New Super Mario Brothers 2, New Super Mario Brothers Wii U, which were all like 2D traditional Mario, just not as good, apart from Wii U, which was good. Luigi was an add-on to that you could download for like 20 quid. And you play as Luigi. The levels were shorter, because they were more for like running through quickly.
Can I just point out, the Mario games are very complicated. They're a lot more complicated than I imagine they were. But now that we're trying to explain different things, there's so many different games, and they're labeled so like they're not very well labeled either. Do you know what I mean? It's just hit me, obviously, having this conversation, how convoluted the Mario series actually is. Because like Pedz said, like you've got groups. There's probably three or four groups of games that they're all linked to each other, but they all can't link with each group. Do you know what I mean? It's quite it's quite a headache to try and unravel.
But you've got Super Mario 1 and 2, which are very similar.
Sorry, Pedz, before that big list you mentioned, what was the iteration from the first one to the last one? I did play one of them. and I did play a good chunk of it, and it was good fun.
I think it was. I'm trying to think. Basically, from I think the first new Super Mario Brothers, it basically just brought the game back with a new visual style and what have you, wall jumping and that kind of thing. I think by the end there was like more costumes you could use. 4-player co-op was added, and that's another thing. This game got co-op. There's 4-player co-op added. Obviously, completely different levels, stuff like that. So there are stuff, but going off the top of my head, I can't remember the last time I played a new Super Mario Brothers game was like when it came out on Wii U, and before that was the DS one.
Yeah.
I didn't play.
3DS.
I got Super Mario Brothers Wii. I played that as well. I didn't play the second game on 3DS. But yeah, they do change things up. Like the whole thing with new Super Mario Brothers 2 on the 3DS was about collecting coins. So there was fucking coins everywhere. You got piss on the floor, and your piss would turn into a stream of coins. You know?
What?
That wouldn't happen. That was me just taking the piss. But everything was about coins and coin collecting. Yeah. New Super Mario Brothers U Luigi, so it's new Luigi U, was like an add-on to that, where you play as Luigi as the main character, and you would have the physics from in the US, the Western Super Mario Brothers 2. So you'd have the kick leg jump, you jump higher, you slide when walking a bit. I think he's a little faster as well. But then again, in the original Super Mario Brothers 2, Luigi, you could pick between Mario and Luigi did actually have a higher jump and was a little bit more slippery anyway. So it's not like something that was added later.
Yeah. No, I was just trying to, because you mentioned about Mario, you were saying Mario's not at the stage of like FIFA where they barely iterate it, and I was like, but I do remember a lot of games coming out, I can't really place what the differences are. So I wanted to see if it was actually already at that point.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say so, because I think that they get quite inventive. But also I think they have different teams working on things. So you've got, like I said, with Mario 1 and 2, you've got very similar styles. Then 3 really ramps it up. World ramps it up even more. And then you've got, after that, you had 64, which changed everything, like. Then you had the Galaxy games. Then you had the new Super Mario Brothers games, which tried to go back to the 2D thing, but was different enough to be its own thing. Then you had the 3D Land and the 3D World games, which changes things again, and 3D World was fucking awesome, by the way. And then you've got Odyssey, which is like an in-between 64 and Odyssey, in the sense of it was like not... It didn't feel as open as Odyssey, but as 64 Odyssey to me, but that may just be my memory being wrong.
Where does Sunshine sit in all this?
That is more 64. 64 with Flood.
Very, very big and open there, yeah.
The best levels in Mario 64, for all who don't know, are the Floodless ones. I think
I really enjoyed the Flood thing.
I wasn't a big fan.
I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. Sunshine's still my favourite Mario game. So.
Yeah, but you suck. The point is...
Yeah, I prefer Sonic over Mario.
Exactly, you suck. Especially considering Sonic...
Mario goes so slow. How could you like something that goes so fucking slow, mate?
Well, to be fair, I'm in the UK. Even Sonic, when I was a kid, went slow because it was 50 hertz.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. No, with Sunshine, I think Suzova put it best. He's a member of the forum. The levels without Flood are more like a traditional Mario game going 3D than 64 did, because it's pure platforming. Yeah. Like the Mario 1 to World were. And I see his analogy working well there. Personally.
That's cool.
Anyway, enough about Mario Maker. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Or do you want anything else to say? Any of you buying it?
I mean,
I won't be buying it on release. There'll be one of those maybe Christmas time if there's a deal on, or if somebody hasn't got a present for me and they want to buy something, I'll ask, you know, reduce the risk for me. So, but I'll get it at some point.
Cool.
Supersonic Maker, I'll probably get that, yeah.
Yes. See if that comes out.
Holy
I'm
shit!
all in.
Actually, I was just joking, but thinking about it is like
That would be amazing.
That would be, it'd be fantastic.
It'd be interesting, but at the same time, at the same time, if your concern, not so much
every level would be the whale breaking through the bridge. Every level.
Super Sonic 06 Maker, you can only play really janky messes.
So good. Mate, some of the best games are janky. I mean, Armed Assault. Oof.
Yeah.
What was?
Sorry. No, never.
Right.
I was gonna say, what was the Sonic game where he turned into a werewolf? That was
Unleashed.
Unleashed.
Unleashed, yeah.
I got that.
It was a werehog, even though
werehog.
Were means man. So
Man-hog.
Man-hog.
Man-hog, which is what he is anyway.
Hogwolf?
Yeah.
Well, he is in the fucking film.
You mentioned the film, I just keep moving to another
I just
topic.
did.
Well,
he is more man than Hedgehog in the film.
I assume, obviously we all know that they said they were going to work on going to the Sonic movie. They said that they're going to redesign Sonic. They've now announced they're pushing it back into February 2020.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for the animators.
Yeah. Oh, you know.
I mean, I'm
They
not
got
going
their
to
work
be
cut out.
happy until he kisses a human girl, so, you know, it doesn't matter what they do to him. But better than the Mario film, though.
Yeah, well, there's a Mario film coming, isn't it? By Illumination, the people who did Despicable Me and what have you.
Yeah, I could see that working.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Story be simple. Mario just saves Peach, and that's it. Like, it'll probably just be the game, but with rabbids in there instead of minions. Was basic. Like I said to someone when I was talking before, they did exactly the same thing, except for one got ears and one's got goggles on. Right.
Shall we move on?
Yeah, I was going to say, the next thing we were talking about was Sony and Microsoft partner up for like a streaming service, from what I've heard.
Yes, this is in the wake of Google obviously coming out with Stadia and saying how big and powerful it's going to be, and it's going to destroy everyone else around them and all this. It's interesting to see that Microsoft and Sony are teaming up. They obviously consider, and rightly so, I think, they consider Google a serious threat, and they probably should. I mean, Google have got serious, apart from they've got serious cash, they've got serious resources that they could pump into this. And they've already got a huge market with smartphones. Like if you're able to give everybody console quality on a smartphone, that massively outnumbers any console manufacturer, massively. So
it does require an infrastructure they don't have any control over the internet.
Yeah, there is that. They're relying on everyone having very, very, well, what did they say? It needs a minimum of 20 meg download speed, I think they said.
Well, that's not happening in the UK.
It's not happening for Kil. Is I'm still die trying to keep up with that.
Nope.
Power the electric and that. Wow.
No. I had copper, but then I got fibre installed in the flat. So.
There you go.
I was like, as he was drilling holes in the wall, I was like, it's bloody about time! Like, banging my fist on the table.
You were fisting a table? Yeah. That's odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to what extent are they working together? I think is a little bit of a mystery. I think it's more talks than it is anything else. But
yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. I hadn't read the article. I got the article. I have to read with I'm the same with the Nintendo things, but I didn't end up reading any of it because Nintendo are also supposed to be looking at the Microsoft Azure for a streaming service also. But I didn't have a look at it all tidy because I've been so fucking busy today.
It didn't provide. you have to kind of be aware of what these pre-existing things are. Like I had a quick scan through it, and well, what is Azure first of all? Because in none of these articles it actually explains what that is.
No.
So what do you know what Azure is?
It's a cloud-based service. Azure is I think
businesses and corporations used it.
Yeah, it's used by lots of shit, man, for cloud computing and what have you. Yeah, I think Azure was why they were banging on about Microsoft going, the power of the cloud, and then Crackdown 3 looks and plays like
cloud computing.
Awful compared to what it showed.
It's cloud computing.
Okay. Because what it's saying is Sony's got certain technology for their cameras, cutting edge image sensors.
Yeah.
So the reason Microsoft is getting Sony in is because Sony can provide technology that Microsoft is lacking. And
where Microsoft had the infrastructure.
Yeah, and both companies have probably kind of gone, we will still have our markets, but we have to, because usually when something like this happens, it's like, fucking, I saw like a clip of a documentary, or sorry, a news thing back in like the fucking 90s, and a news channel was interviewing Jeff Bezos of Amazon, like back when it was just books.
Yeah, when it was a bookstore.
Why wouldn't people just go to a bookstore? Why would they go on the internet to buy a book? And it's like, oh mate, if only you knew.
Yes.
And it's the same for most of these kind of, I hate using this word, but disruptive innovations where traditionally people would just go, oh, what a load of shit, that's never going to work, and it's always bit them in the arse. So, I mean, even if this turns out to be a big flop, which, honestly, considering how dependent it is on infrastructure, like if this is going to guarantee to be a success, then Google would have to start subsidizing telecom companies to get them to install faster internet elsewhere and make it more affordable for people. Because it's like as long as consoles still exist, people won't need to go to there and demand faster internet to then go and play games because they can still play on the console. They have to make it so that this is just a more convenient service, which as it is isn't already, because you don't have the facilities. But it looks like Sony and Microsoft looked at this, and instead of being the usual be crap, they decided to be proactive and say, worst case scenario, if it turns out to be nothing, and we've partnered up and shared some tech, there'll be innovations on both of our ends, and we will have something tucked away for the future.
Yeah.
Because I bet you this is still going to help for both of their R&Ds. So even if Google does fall flat in their face for the gaming market, Sony and Microsoft are still going to benefit from this. This was just a push they were needing to kind of go, let's put aside our differences for today.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's oh, I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, it's the console market, you could argue, has been somewhat a little stale. It's difficult to include Nintendo with innovation because they just do their own thing, and I think it was quite evident. You know, Nintendo brought the Wii out. Sony and Microsoft went, oh, we'll have a go at that, and flopped big time compared to what. So then after that, they've kind of gone, oh, we're just going to leave Nintendo do their thing, and we're just. So it's always been it's been a two-horse race for the last two generations really, in terms of innovation and kind of competition. It is getting a little stale. So it is nice that another company has come in and said we're gonna compete with the, if you want to call them the two big ones, which I guess they kind of are. It is making them think, we need innovation, and it's, at the end of the day, whatever happens, we're going to benefit from it. If it means everything goes streaming, but if everything's going streaming, like you said, the infrastructure will be there already, because they can't put their whole business on such a unstable risk. So we're at the end of the day, we're always going to benefit. Personally, I don't know what you guys think, but if given the option, I'll always choose a console over just buying a subscription streaming service.
Which is strange because you'd rather buy digitally than physically.
For certain consoles, for the Xbox, I've gone digital.
But what difference would it make if you could stream your Xbox for, say, it was Game Pass and Xbox Live?
I can play the games offline still. I don't need to be connected to the internet to play them. And Nintendo products, I always buy physical, and that doesn't change for me. Maybe because I collect Nintendo products, I don't know. But I just see, for me, there's when I say more worth, I'm not talking monetary value down the line. I'm just, for me, I just consider Nintendo products to be worth more to me personally, so I don't mind investing in the physical side of it. Either way, like I said, we're going to benefit from it, so it's only good.
Yeah. We should benefit from it, but we might end up in a bloody place where Google rules the gaming world and no one else is around.
We don't want that.
No. No. I haven't really got much to say about it myself, guys. I didn't actually end up having a chance to look up the information. So I'm not going to say anything because I'm probably wrong.
Come in unprepared, and I was like reading it in the toilet, going, "I've got to learn." I suppose that's very apt because the whole thing's a load of shite.
Exactly. There was something that Kil wanted to speak about. Some crappy game.
Crappy?
Oh.
Well, it was just a small. I'll mention it. The old MMO that shut down back in 2012 or 2014.
WoW Classic.
It's a classic. It is a classic.
Oh, World of Warcraft Classic.
Oh, fuck that. So essentially, they've taken the version of it that's no longer streamlined, has bullshit such as kill 20 boa and get 1 tusk out of it, and has queues to fight bosses, and they decided to bring it back. Load of stupid shit. No, a good MMO. Set your heroes and set your villains. Now there was.
I remember those games.
Oh, it's seriously so fucking good, and it's free. What's essentially happened is for the past, I think, 6 years or so, what abbreviation have they given themselves? It's
EOO.
like Score or something like that, and it stands for like an emulation team or whatever. But essentially, they've been working in the background to produce a client version of City of Heroes and City of Villains, and there's a bit of controversy because it turns out that had existed and had been playable for a while. They kept it hidden, and I don't really know what ended up happening, but in about April time, it got announced and released, and now everyone's playing it. Like, well, all the old fans of it and some new people actually. Like a guy I started chatting to who just invited me to his like guild, because he said, "Oh, playing this game, I've realised it'll probably be more fun with people." And I'm like, "You're right." And it's the first time he's played it, but he's like jumped on because he's seen it and like the look. It's like if you're into superhero aesthetics, it's a very good game for that. And off the back of the Marvel film, I think people have the hankering of kind of being people always want to be a superpower fan in games, but specifically in a super comic book setting.
Yeah. So
it's essentially classic MMO, hard lock, targeting, cooldowns and skills, all this. But there's just something about it, the music, the art style of it. Even landing like a punch or something, it's just the sounds that come off are fantastic, and the little graphical effects of sparks and like just like the psychic blasts and all that shit. Like, I'm just getting. I want to play it right now. Do you know what? I'm gonna play it right now. No. But
is there anything like that DC game that came out as an MMO?
Okay, I played the DC game hoping it would be anything like City of Heroes and Villains, and although it was fun, I came out very disappointed. Same for the. Sorry, what?
It's called City of Heroes and Villains. You can then obviously be a hero or villain. Yeah?
Hero or villain, or it also includes the expansion pack Going Rogue, where you start the game and you, at the very beginning, work for a tyrannical regime who spreads peace and controls leads people's thoughts and all that to make sure there's no dissident. But you can join either the loyalists who are for that, or the resistance who's against that, and then you can switch from being a hero to a villain. Because usually, like, you make a character, you level up and say, now I want to see the villain side of the game. I have to then make a brand new character.
Yeah.
But now it's like they've made it so you can just switch between them, which is brilliant. One thing that the game is famous for is its character customization. Unlike other MMOs, no character will look the same, and I'm not exaggerating with that. I mean, you can have everyone in the server lined up, and you might find one or two similarities, but there's just so many options for what you can make the person look like. You can customize colours of the powers they use, so it's like even that will look different.
Yeah, there's a MMO that people say the same about. Doom was playing it before. I can't remember the name of it now. But...
Oh, Black Desert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually tried Black Days. It was quite good fun, but I was kind of like.
I'm about the character customization specifically.
Oh yeah. That was because you could like change a skeletal structure and that. That was very in depth. Yeah. I would say it doesn't.
Quite overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't compare to that in terms of like what you can do for faces and stuff. But for Black Desert, it's like your clothes will still depend on what armor you're wearing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that will be limited, and people will have similar armor. In this, you don't pick up armor, you don't pick up weapons. You assign what you look at the very beginning, and that's it. And you can change your outfit later in the game. So what I like to do, just like in my head, is like if I can be able to sit down, I'll write, because every character, if you right click on any character, including NPCs and enemies, there'll be a little info box, and I'll give you lore behind the character and the organisation they're in. So if it's just the police, I'll tell you about the police. If it's like the Suckle of Thorn, which is a magic bad guy thing that kidnap people, or the Skulls, which is a street gang that worship death, or the Hellions that power up their members with demonic artifact, stuff like that. It's like, well, this is quite cool. But you can also right click onto players, and it'll tell you like the numbers, shit about them. Also, you can choose to fill in information about themselves, and it'll be their backstory. So I need to do that for a couple of my characters. Just sit down and put backstory in.
So you were backstory is just a normal guy, want to be a superhero for fun.
Yeah, that's one of them. One of them is like that. He's like dressed his so.
What about One
Punch
Punch Man?
Different powers as well, so you can make any theme of super person you want. So the first guy, I just made him so he was a street brawler, and he had good reflexes, so he could dodge attacks. And he's called Breakthrough, which I thought was quite cool. And he's like dressed in like standard street gear, boots, a jacket. He has chains wrapped around his fists because it makes sense to me that a character who just punches would want to somehow augment his punches with what he wears. So it's like stuff like that, and I was like, oh, and I made another character, a villain, who's a ranged person who uses like dark magic. So for her, in my head, I haven't written it down yet because I'm a shit writer. In my head, she's got like a gem on her chest, and she wears a gem belt, and like during a robbery, it's like something happened, and one magical gem got implanted into her chest, and she has to wear this belt to balance it out. That gives her special powers, all this shit. And it's like, as I go on and I level up and unlock the ability to have additional costumes I can save, because you can switch between them at will, I'm gonna change the costume to match my internal story of my character. So for the Breakthrough guy, I'm gonna have it as he goes on and he gets tougher. Like I think he'll wear less clothing because he doesn't need it. It'll be like a t-shirt, so the jacket will come off, the chains will disappear, and it'll just be his bare fists. Or maybe I might go the other way and he's decided to tool himself up with more stuff. So yeah, it's very creative. It's fantastic. There's a shit ton of powers. It's like for a ranged character, you can have. I think there's 15 different powers you can have, from bows and arrows to guns, for a couple different types of guns, dual pistols, rifles, beam rifles, ice, fire, radiation, psychic, dark, all this shit. And then you have a secondary set of powers, and there's about 15 of them. And like ranged characters can have different, so they can either go for tanky secondary powers, they can go for support secondary powers. It's like I said, there's so many options, and it's not really, you can treat it like a min-max, I'm going to be the most efficient build, or you do what I do, which is my opinion, a lot more fun, and make it completely based on a theme. Pick a theme for your person, and you work around that. And so what I did for the don't worry, I'll stop eventually. What I did for the magician lady is the 2 different gems she has are different colours. The one on her chest is red, and the one she wears on her belt is black. So the 2 different powers she gets, I changed the centre light that comes off them to a different colour of the gem. So one is red and one is black, to make it so she's drawn power from one of the gems for one set of power. See stuff like that. It's like no one else will care, but you're playing the game and all the effects are going off, and you're going, oh fuck, I'm so damn cool.
Yeah. It's all about immersion, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, it's like,
how many Spider-Man,
it's
Superman, and Batmans have you seen?
I haven't seen none.
Saitama's?
What, sorry?
Saitama. That is pronunciation.
Oh,
One Punch
my
Man.
guy kind of is like Saitama, apart from he's not bald and didn't wear a cape. No,
Bald cape.
Because
Superhero name.
because there's something that's quite good is there's no mounts in this game. What you do instead is get, after a certain level, you get to pick from a FUD. So you can pick 2 different power sets, then you pick from a FUD pool later. And that's where your travel powers usually come from. So you can get stuff like super speed, flying, teleportation, or super jump. So you could be Saitama and go super strength, which is a power set, and willpower, which is another one, or maybe something else like pain resistance or invulnerability, and take super jump and make Saitama. Unfortunately, unlike the DC game, there is no swimming. There is no like web ability to traverse, because I think if they put that in, they would suffer a lawsuit, which they originally did back in the day when people were making like the Indomitable Bulk, and they were like, and they took him to court, but I think the judge ruled in their favour and said, well, technically the company isn't breaching copyright, it's this idiot players.
Yeah, well the thing is though, there is a character in the DC animated series, he might be in the comics, who is very much like Spider-Man anyway, but he's a villain.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah.
I know he was in like Young Justice or something, the cartoon.
It's ridiculous how they're all fine, but if anyone else tries to do something fun, it's like must be punished. But yeah, sorry, I realised I talked for a bit, I was getting quite excited, but I do really enjoy this game. It's a lot of fun. The atmosphere is fantastic. The player base is like one of the friendliest I've ever
Is there different servers and stuff, or is it just one main server?
Yeah.
No.
So I'm on the EU server, there's only one of them. There's then an RP server, there's a PvP server, and then there's another normal server, but I think those are all based in America. And they're all full, like the one I'm on is medium load, so you will pass people fighting stuff in the street.
That's cool.
That's how, but in the it's not as packed as the other ones. So and the community is like back when I played it, when I was actually out for real, it's like people were really friendly. If you were to join up in a group, everyone would just go, okay, I want to do this mission. So you'd pretty much list the mission on. So you hit missions, it goes down, and it'll say what mission everyone has. And the group leader clicks on it, and everyone can see what that mission objective is. And you can click anyone's mission to make it focus. So usually you just group up in a party of 4 to 6. You say what mission you want to do, and then you just go through it, and everyone would get their mission done together. And no one would leave unless they had to. Until all the missions were done. No one would just get their mission done and then leave, because it was rude. And everyone was just so fucking friendly. It was a fantastic community, and it's still like that just now. So I just that is a game I really enjoy. I had a lot of fun with, and it's also free. To download it, though, is a bit kind of obtuse. You have to download this installer called Tequila. It does take a long time to download, because I think it is a kind of torrent thing where it takes the files from tons of different computers. But eventually you'll get it downloaded. You have to make an account on a forum to get an account for the game. But it's fine. If you Google YouTube for City of Heroes, like one of the first results is one saying how to play City of Heroes in 2019. And if anyone's interested, it's completely free.
No, I'm interested in giving it a look-see.
Yeah, like absolutely. If you were to play Pedz, I'd make a new character just to play with you, because you get 1,000 slots. You get 1,000 slots, and you get 23 character transitions. So if you do want to go to like a role-playing server or a PvP server, you can just take one of your characters and put them in, and if you don't like it, take them out. So if you were to play it, I'd absolutely make a brand new character, and like, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking maybe someone that controls the wind but can also heal you, if that's interesting. Or maybe someone with plant powers
heals you with the gas.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah. Okay, I'll stop talking about it now, because I can keep going.
Thing is though, I completely forgot about the game, but I played that game when it first came out, and I think it was a subscription service when it first came out.
It was a subscription.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger, I had to do a 14-day trial. I did like a couple of them until I was old enough to like get money and a job, and then I paid for like 2 or 3 months, and I was like, that was good. But now it's like, the thing is, because there's no guarantee it'll stay around though.
No.
Because the release of it had such drama surrounding it. I don't know the detail of the drama. Don't know who's at fault. Don't at me. But not that anyone would.
Don't at you. How can we at you? We don't know who you are on Twitter.
Exactly. I'm gonna keep it that way. But no, it's like
It's probably Captian Kil.
There's some drama surrounding it coming out. I don't know how long it'll stay around. I hope it gets, like, if they say, look, it's going to shut down, we're hoping to get some Patreon money for it or something, I'd throw in or just like a donation. I'd throw in a $5, because I've been playing it for like a few hours. It's worth £5 of entertainment. Even if they just cut and run, it's the people who emulated it and brought it back, so whatever. Yeah. But if they keep supporting it, which is what they intend to do, they're intending to kind of, because currently the patches worked in issues, like comic books. So I think it was issue 22 and they shut the servers off. But there were still things in the issue, like some bugs that came in and some features that weren't the best. And I think they're going to try and roll it back but keep some of the other ones, amalgamate. They're going to try and actually patch it themselves. Would you be interested in Doom as well in playing that?
If my laptop is capable of playing it, I'll give it a go.
Game.
Yeah.
You can play it in 2 ways. You can play it in the 2004 version or the 2010 version, because they did do a graphical upgrade.
Yeah. So I won't have any problem playing it.
No, you can play it in the old shitty looking version.
See, every time I think of City of Heroes, I keep thinking of Company of Heroes, which is a completely different game
as well. Completely different genre, setting, everything.
I know, but it's just for some reason that pops into my head, and obviously it's a different game. But I don't know why.
Company of, it's a good game. Like that's kind of a rule.
Company of Losers.
Good game.
You're in the company of losers. Pedz, Kil, and Doom are here to entertain you.
that should be the name of this Twitchcast, really.
Yeah. Company of losers. I like it.
Like I say, you gotta treat your audience with respect by telling them exactly what they are.
Wait, no, we are the losers, not the viewers.
Oh, but they watch us, so they must be losers as well.
Yes, yeah, but who are the biggest losers? Us doing it, or them listening to us talk shit?
Like if I'm listening to something and the people say that the people listening are wonderful people and they're greatly appreciative, I know for a fact they're lying, and I respect them less. So to garner respect from the audience, I'm going to tell them the truth.
We don't know what the listeners are like. Some might be nice, some might not. Grum's lovely. So's Jawa.
No,
I don't know. They are.
Don't lie to me like that so blatantly.
I don't know about anyone else. No one else is there. I couldn't tell who. Kil's a douche.
I think someone with as much passion as me be a douche. Anyway, I'll stop talking about City of Heroes and Village. I actually was intended just to mention it, but just going on about it, it's like, there's just so much about it that's just so fun and so nice.
It sounds really good. I think I'll give that a look.
Well, hit me up if you do, and we'll go through it, because I still remember a lot of the kind of mechanics behind it. Even then, the tutorial's really good. So I can give you a shortcut and just explain the stuff quickly before the tutorial.
It might be worth sticking a post up in the forum, trying to draw up some interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what to really say. I think Trellis is actually playing it, because I was typing in City of Heroes to see if anyone made a thread, and he said that he was playing it in 2019. So I'm like, So, but yeah, I'll probably try and write a thread up, but I'm shit at those, so we'll see.
Topic title: City of Heroes, and the first post will be "It's back, woo!" and that's it.
That was literally what I was going to do. I typed out "It's back, woo," and then I just shut the internet browser then.
I haven't got any other news or anything written down. The only thing I was thinking of doing was talking about a couple of games we've played. I think Kil have done that though. But Doom did mention, while not specifically gaming related, about
well, I found a couple of bits that I'm mentioning. Anyway.
Huawei.
Yeah, well,
And
I've got a couple of bits, some actual gaming related news. There's a new little mini handheld system coming out called the Playdate. It's going to be a dinky. There's not a huge amount of information out of it at the moment, but it's this dinky little yellow square with a crank on it. The crank doesn't power it. Nobody knows what the crank does, but it does something.
controls the games.
Yeah, could probably.
It's an analog stick.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Is that what it is it?
Yeah, it says some games
that's
use the
amazing.
analog stick exclusively, some use it in
it's
tandem with the
gotta
rest
be
of the
that then.
controller, and some don't use it at all.
Oh, there we are. And it's going to be, I don't know if released with games or games are going to be released for it or whatever's going to happen with it. But either
I
way,
was
games
reading
that-
about it the other day, and there's games on there, or
Yeah.
they're getting imported on there somehow through the internet.
Yeah.
And I think there's
So
10 games
the games are being
released,
developed
20.
by, yeah, and the games are being developed by like quite high-profile game developers. A couple of names mentioned in this article is, I've lost the article. There it is. I can't even pronounce that. Kieta Takahashi, yeah, who was the designer for Katamari Damacy. Bennett Foddy, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. And yeah, they haven't mentioned, the article doesn't mention any more than that. But either way, it's interesting. I mean,
It looks interesting, but I'm pretty sure it costs around $200.
yeah, it's a bit silly. Oh, it's a black and white screen as well.
Yeah.
It's like it looks like a hipster item. That's kind of what I'm getting. I'm getting hipster vibes off it. Do you know what I mean? It's gonna be interesting. I won't be interested in buying one personally.
It
but
looked interesting
it'll be fun
when I
to follow.
saw. Yeah, when I saw I like had a message or something. It might be Twitter. I don't know. Maybe something I saw on Twitter. Or I had an email or whatever.
Yeah.
I looked at it and it was showing like this person being controlled whilst using the crank,
The crank.
to
yeah.
do stuff, and then it was explaining about how the games are coming out, how many they're going to be. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And then it says like $190. Like, no.
No, I'm good, thanks. For a black and white screen, yes. Anyway, so just that little tidbit. Also, the next Call of Duty game has been announced. It's called, get ready for this.
Who cares? This is shit.
Nope.
It's the last one. It's the last one. Do you not hear those, Pez? This might be the last COD.
It might be, and the reason why it might be, it's simply because it is called Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Oh,
That's it. It's called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I'm not kidding.
that's kind of considering they released Modern Warfare twice before, it's gonna be a bit confusing.
Yeah. So the difference between this one and the other ones, they're getting rid of the Call of Duty 4 bit. It's just Call of Duty Modern Warfare. That is literally all it's called. I think personally, that tells me that they have officially run out of things to do with Call of Duty.
Cold War.
They
Vietnam.
could do Cold War, yeah.
Call of
You
You could
Duty
place the San. You could
Chivalry
place the San
Edition.
Does murdering all the what do you call it? Contras. That'd be good.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. They're going to do Call of Duty Chivalry Edition.
Or what the medieval? They
Yeah.
couldn't do melee combat. They would do the pros.
Call of
the
Duty
West-
Arcane Warfare, and you're a mage running around blasting people with
Do you know, they could do
fireballs.
that. Do you know what?
That'd be
That
cool.
would actually be quite good. Yeah. The mechanics for COD would work well.
To be honest, Call of Duty to me, from what I don't play the games, I am for a while. I think Call of Duty Black Ops, a bit of that I played, but the games don't really have a lot of ideas to them from what I've seen. They just seem to be the same kind of game with.
It's a copy and paste job with a different skin on it. That's
So
essentially.
I don't think it'll be the last fucking COD. And I think they'll keep doing them. They got three different studios working on a COD every year. Like,
Well, if this is what they're going for now, just rehashing old names and just slightly tweaking them, we've got Call of Duty, obviously this one, Modern Warfare. Does that mean we're going to get another Infinite Warfare.
Who knows? Maybe they're using Modern
Should be
Warfare
the last
because
one, Infinite Warfare. They really fucked up, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well, I was watching something and they were discussing the COD. They were just discussing it might be the last COD. And they were suggesting that if they want COD to remain relevant for as long as possible, and if this is going to be the last one anyway, free to play is probably the only bet. The only thing they can really do with it, or at least make aspects of the next COD free to play, such as the Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Because I can guarantee you, if it was free, I would have a crack at it because it did look.
Yeah.
But the thing is, once they do that, do not go back to the other model. That's like a kind of Hail Mary. So if it's going to be the last one, they might as well do it for the last one.
the next Call of Duty is going to be Call of Duty Armor Edition, and it's going to be Armor 4.
Oh, mate! That'd be well, actually, wait. What mechanics have been used? Is it just Armor 4?
It's basically Armor 4, but it's just got the Call of Duty name on it.
Armor.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be fine as long as they don't fix the bugs and the jank. As long as they don't fix how. Oh, okay. I was told this today. I've not seen it written down. I was told it verbally, and I do not know if it's true or not. Next Armor expansion has been announced. I bet you cannot guess what the theme is.
Battle Royale.
Unicorn Land. I don't know.
Doom is closer than Pedz, because Pedz Battle Royale already existed in Armor. Armor had the first Battle Royale.
Oh, it was
mod.
H1. Oh no, was it DayZ?
It was before H1. It was a mod for Armor 1, Armor 3 that the guy who made PUBG made.
Yeah, I thought that was H1Z1.
No, that was a separate game. Was it H1Z1? There was mods for it in Armor 3.
Ah, I thought that came from Armor. I think it's something else.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Okay, you were closer, Doom, because it's fantastical. Do you want one more guess? Both of you.
Lego Armor.
No.
Medieval edition? I don't know.
Once again, Doom is closer because Pedz was more thinking of a Minecraft thing. But Doom is... Okay, aliens.
Doing a Lego? I'm thinking for
Aliens.
Minecraft.
Oh, that's good. That'd be cool.
The thing is,
what do you say?
The new fact is aliens.
Ooh.
So you said unicorns and you'll say medieval. It's because it's new themes, but you're thinking of mechanics, which was still quite good because build mechanics.
When you say aliens, do you mean alien, as in alien?
Xenomorph.
I don't know because when I was.
Or do you mean it's going to be like their own
alien invasion? From what I understand, or something like that. For the expansion. It was actually Smuffy who was telling me this, and what he was saying was the only three announced factions are essentially Libya, a Russian faction, and a third one. So three human factions. So he was saying that aliens don't seem to be playable, but he said that there's going to be like truck-shaped objects that are flying, and everyone in the armor community is like, "What? So just normal armor then?" But I don't know. I hope that's true actually, because it would be like imagine like laser weapons like at nighttime set, because it's a very pretty game as it is, like fights during nighttime and stuff. But if there was all laser weapons and like, futuristic stuff, that'd be quite fun.
Be cool.
Yeah, I doubt it'll be the last one. I just reckon they're rehashing names like a lot of things do nowadays. It's kind of like a reboot probably of the Modern Warfare series. The next one will be called Modern Warfare. It won't be called Modern Warfare 2 because it'll confuse people. It'll be called Modern Warfare Again or something.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare Harder.
Now you're just going into like porn videos now.
No, I'm thinking of Die Hard and Die Harder. Die Hard with a Vengeance. I went into porn. That's you dirty bastard.
Call of Duty, the hard edition.
Call of Duty Erect.
Call of Booty.
That's it, Call of Duty. But I actually go for the real porn that actually exists. That is called Call of Duty.
Yeah. Right, moving on from that. Have you heard of a game that has come out recently called Dauntless?
Yes.
Monster Hunter.
It's Monster Hunter,
yeah.
but like really
Free
nice
to play
visual
Monster
stuff.
Hunter.
Yeah, I was gonna grab it like a couple of years back on PC, but I didn't because I wanted to play it with people and I just no one would.
So it's obviously free to play. It's out on all consoles, and it's the very first game to have full crossplay. PS4, PC, and Xbox, completely crossplay between all three. First game to do it.
Is it?
So yeah.
What
So
about
it was
Rocket
released on the consoles the other day. Here's the thing. I've downloaded it. I haven't had a chance to play it yet.
I guess they forgot about Rocket
but-
League.
Yeah.
Rocket League you can play on all the consoles, including Switch.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Yes, but here's the issue. It's proven so popular that there's been a few issues. So first things first, the developer didn't think it was going to be as popular as it was, and didn't
Free to
have
play
the
is going to be, man.
Yeah, but they didn't have the servers capable to handle the amount of people that were trying to play. So it resulted in people queuing to get into the game, and people were waiting for up to and over 3 hours to get onto the game to allow them onto the servers. 4 million people in 2 days tried playing the game. That's a very large amount of people trying to get on your game in 48 hours.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to Dauntless from when it first. I was tempted to go and support it so I could play it because I wanted a Monster Hunter game on PC or consoles. But then Monster Hunter World came out, and that was fucking fantastic.
Dauntless has been on PC for a good while, though, like a year or two, if not more. I think it was like 30 quid for like to get in there and get like a load of shit, like a something pack. Kind of like I was looking at myself a while back, but
I've downloaded it for the Xbox, ready to go for me now. But yeah, so it's proven so popular that the there's waits for up to 3 hours to get onto the servers because they weren't ready for it. I don't know about you guys. It sounds like you guys are looking forward to playing it. I definitely am. But it's one of those games that I'm gonna have to give it a week before I try it, because I know for that first week it's gonna be nuts, unless they obviously turn on a few more servers to try and relieve the traffic. But it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, it looks awesome. I just thought I'd mention that it's proven incredibly popular. Yeah, that's all the gaming stuff, direct gaming news I've got. But it's probably worth mentioning just because it's big news that the phone company Huawei, the Chinese phone company Huawei, obviously they've been in a bit of hot water with the UK recently, but crucially now Trump has blacklisted the company
why? Probably because they're Asian and he doesn't like anyone outside of his own anyone who isn't white.
They've been blacklisted from exporting anything from America. And Trump has also instructed Google to pull the plug on them. So what this means, as it stands, is Huawei are no longer allowed to buy any chips whatsoever from any American companies, which isn't so much of a problem because Huawei are currently using their own design chip, which is the Kil-ing processors, and they're very good. They've been using them for a few generations of phone now, so they're good. So that's kind of not a big issue. What it does mean though is there are a lot of companies that Huawei develop chips for. Samsung being one of them. That's not an American company, so that's not too much of an issue for them. But there's a lot of American companies now that are kind of shitting themselves because they now aren't allowed to buy things from Huawei. So there's a bit of relief there. It's not like it's kicking in straight away. There's I think it kicks in August. But also, like I said, with Google, Google have been told they have to pull the plug on them. So what this now means is every Huawei phone that is currently in circulation, as in anything that's been bought at anything that's in stock, like in warehouses, they're all fine. You can buy them and they're fully supported by Google. You'll have your security updates, you have the apps, you have everything. That's fine. Everything from, they're expecting the new Mate 20 Pro X, whatever they're going to call it, that was due out in October. That will be their first 5G phone. That's going to be the first phone that will not have Google supporting it, which basically means no Android operating system. And even then, Huawei are kind of okay with that because they've been developing their own. So they're allowed to use Android, as in like the open source bits of Android, but they will not get access to any of the major things like the apps, which include obviously Maps, YouTube, and all them, and they won't get any security updates.
And they won't get Google Play.
They won't get Google Play. They've been curating their own app store, which they've done quite well on, actually, because basically what they've been doing is they've got instant. They're basically the only company to have instant access to China's to the Chinese market. China's the world's biggest market for mobile phones. So what Huawei have been doing have been offering developers. They've been asking developers to develop their apps for Huawei's own store, while then allowing them to have access to the Chinese market, which is obviously, like I said, the world's biggest mobile phone market. So they're actually not too much in a bad position in terms of it. They're not going to suddenly fold, and they're prepared for this. The big issue, obviously, is no more kind of Android, or pretty much no more Android for them. Starting from kind of October, and any new phone that they announce and release from October onwards is kind of in that picture.
Yeah.
I mean, it's had an impact, already in terms of resale sites. So I've got a P20 Pro. I think Pedz, you've got one as well, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
The issue, or whatever you've got, you had a Huawei.
Yeah, I got a Huawei P20 Pro. Yeah.
Yeah. So the price on them before all this was announced the other day, you could get over something like £230 odd as a to trade in cash value, to like CEX and all those companies. Currently, some websites like Music Magpie and all these companies, they're currently buying them for £50. That's the drop in price because of obviously all this announced. People are panic selling,
which is daft because it's not affecting previous models, it's affecting new ones. How fucking dull can it be? Oh, yeah, you know what? The next thing that's coming out isn't going to work as good as the thing you've got now. Well, I better sell my new one because it's stupid.
Yeah,
doesn't make sense. I mean,
quick question. Sorry. Apart from, now for some reason in my head I've got the idea that this was done because Hawaii blocked Google or something like that. I can't remember. What was the reason? Was this part of the trade war?
So it's part of the trade war, and the reason why Trump's reasoning behind this is because he thinks Huawei are working with the Chinese government and are spying on everybody using their handsets. That's his reasoning for blocking Huawei, is that he thinks they're in cahoots with the Chinese government and are spying on people. Admittedly, that's the same reason why the UK has banned Huawei. Were providing all the 5G antennas for the UK, and then the UK kind of blocked that and went, "Whoa, hang on, what are you doing? We're not allowing that anymore," because of the same problem, that there's this chance that they're spying. I'm not being funny. Like, everyone is spying on everyone. Like, I'm not sounding like a conspiracy theorist. But
Google and Facebook is like, hasn't come out Alexa is actually recording, and people are listening to people's. I mean, it might not be for what do you call it again? Not miscellaneous. What's the word?
Malicious.
Malicious. Sorry, it's not for a malicious reason. It might have, but then again, it could have been. But Alexa was doing that. Google's obviously been doing that. Facebook was doing that, and then Facebook was also responsible for like affecting elections. I mean, what are Chinese going to do with the information they get? It's just, unless of course there is what do you call it? Government servers. That, but then they shouldn't be running off 5G. I mean, if they've got proper security set up, 5G should not be interfacing with them at all. None of these unsecure networks, so it doesn't matter. If anything, it'll only be private citizens. And then again, the Chinese government, what are they going to do with that information that Google isn't doing and Facebook isn't doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Pedz was right. Pedz was like semi joking earlier, but he's quite right. You're saying probably a bit of racism involved in that. If Google and Facebook does it, it's not that big. I mean, people will stamp their feet and huff, but they didn't actually do anything about it.
No.
This is like affecting lots of different people, not just the what's the company called? I can never pronounce it.
Huawei.
Huawei, sorry. it does affect them, but also affects a lot of other people
Huge.
Connected to them.
Yeah. Like I said, it's going to affect even it's going to affect American businesses because Huawei developed chips for so many other companies and products and that, you know.
That's the bit that's funny for me is like, I saw, sorry about but that's the bit that's funny to me is like, all these this trade war bullshit is affecting people in America more, either the farmers for what happened before, but now it's the entire tech industry, Silicon Valley, because they get a lot of shit from China, and I bet you, as recourse for this, any electronics made in China, such as, I don't know, the iPhone, will maybe have something else added to it to make it, you know, to hurt American companies, American consumers. I saw just a small thing of like what tariffs the Chinese were raising, and for like corn and cotton, they raised it by 20%, and it was like laser targeted to affect Trump's base. It's like, this whole thing's fucking nuts, because it's not just tech, it's like industries everywhere. Yeah,
it's crazy. And you know, it's the amount of people it's affecting as well. As this whole thing's going to put people out of jobs, but you know, sadly the people in charge don't give a shit, you know, and it's a massive shame at the end of the day. I personally really like Huawei. I've had my last 2 phones have been Huawei phones, and I love them.
I like Huawei, but at the end of the day,
they've been the best phone.
I recently got a smartwatch. It's a fantastic little watch. This was before this whole thing kicked off. But it's a fantastic little watch, and you know, still going to keep wearing it, even if it does have a microphone in it, and you know, they're listening. But
I'm not being funny. My laptop's listening to me. Like I based off these conversations we've been having, I guarantee the next time I go on Facebook, either on my phone or my laptop, it's going to be showing me products for the things we've just talked about, and I haven't Googled them, so I know for a fact that they're listening. I don't give a shit though. Like, at the end of the day, everything does it. When I'm on Xbox Live Party, I expect that somebody's something's listening to that. Like,
maybe not somebody, but something.
Nothing's totally private, and at the end of the day, it's just one of those things. But yeah, I mean, it's purely, as Pedz said earlier, there is a racism element to this, and there's also.
I think the fact is he's saying, they're doing this for the Chinese government. Then it's fine for American companies to do it. So it's not fine, but it isn't fine, obviously. But it seems to be a lot less repercussions for them than Huawei. And while I like my Huawei phone, the P20 Pro does have its problems with things like Pokemon Go, for starters. It isn't too much of a problem. It's only an app that I occasionally look at. But Wi-Fi calling don't work on my Huawei P20 Pro.
Mine does.
Mine doesn't. It's switched on, but it doesn't work.
Pokemon Go works fine for me as well. The Pokeball Plus doesn't work.
Come on.
That's what I meant.
I wish Pokemon Go would start working for you. Sorry, you just reminded me of something else. Vaguely related to tech stuff, but you know these ancestry kits now, like 23andMe and shit?
Oh yeah.
There's one ancestry company, and they said it was their moral duty to supply the FBI with the DNA samples.
Yeah.
So they now have everyone's DNA on file, even though they've not been involved in anything that would require that to be handled. So it's there's tons of horrible, seedy shit like that happening all the time, and nothing's gonna happen. Ultimately, we're all powerless.
Yeah, and for instance, going slightly off subject, but keeping in track of what we're talking about. I was listening on the radio literally a couple of days ago, and a couple of counties in the UK, the police forces are using face recognition now. The Cardiff being one of them, and there's 6, I think, around the UK that are currently trialing it, or something like that. And yeah, again, people are kicking off about that, but your face gets recorded everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. You walk up the street, you're being recorded some way or somehow. And that's the thing. It's purely political. I mean, like I say, it's, again, in the grand scheme of things, are we suffering that badly for it? My phone's going to keep working. If I still personally think this is a knee-jerk reaction. I think I wouldn't be surprised if like this whole Huawei's banned from is blacklisted thing. I wouldn't be surprised if like 6 months later it's kind of forgotten about and everything's gone back to normal. Personally, I wouldn't be surprised. And even if it isn't, if Huawei don't have access to Android, there'd be nothing stopping. Well, though there is actually, UK suppliers have said that they won't be stocking the phones anymore. But they'd be, I wouldn't feel that bad about choosing another phone when I upgrade. I'll just have something else, whatever suits my needs, as close as I can get to what I need at the time. We're not really suffering that badly, But it's an annoyance, isn't it? More than anything, it's the fact that people will be put out of jobs because of this, and it's just, I'm not being funny. It's a child throwing toys out the pram who's caused this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. I really do.
Yeah, so that's my little political rant over it anyway. Yes, that's kind of all the news that I've got that's worth talking about. So, should we move on to, obviously, I assume Kil's been playing City of Heroes and City of Villains. Is there anything else you've been playing, Kil?
I was going to say, Kil was saying before you arrived in Discord that he had been to a game convention thing?
Yeah, at the V&A in Dundee, which is a new kind of museum space that's opened on the waterfront. If you go to Dundee, the waterfront's it's come along quite nicely. There's a lot of nice little attractions there.
I ain't going to Scotland. I'll get deep fried.
Yeah, you will get you yourself will be deep fried. Like
exactly, that's what I'm saying. I'll get deep fried. I'll be deep fried and have a kilt put on me, and then people will eat me.
They just have UV trips and all chippies now. You just get the grease directly pumped into your heart. So essentially it was. Let me get the full title of it. It's like video games design. So I want to get the proper name because I do know vaguely. So here it is: video games design, play, and disrupt. Oh, I hate that last one, but whatever. And essentially it's a series of exhibitions on design elements, kind of philosophy regarding games, what it means to people, the sociology of it, some examples of there's a small kind of 15-minute video cut into, it was actually less than a 10-minute video cut into 2 to 3 minute sections, and it was the first one was kind of imagination, and I was talking about cosplay and just fan art and stuff, and the example was Diva from Overwatch, and it showed a shit ton of a compilation of multiple YouTube videos at the screen at once, and people saying, oh, here's my pistol, here's my suit I've made, blah blah blah, and then showing examples of cartoons and stuff. It was all snazzily done, high production values, so it wasn't just a YouTube video and another YouTube video. It was it was combined with LED lights on the screen. It was very, very flashy, I must say. But I went through stuff like that. I went through construction, Minecraft was used. I went for a spectacle, and that was League of Legends tournament. Then I went for battles. I was the big battle in EVE Online, that $300,000 worth of ship got blown up. So there's that. There was a whole going through different games, different types of games, and the design process in them. And that was actually a very good section of it. You walk in, and it's kind of a weedy path, and you go in. And the first one there is a huge projection of Journey, and the music's playing, and you can go and see all the sketchbooks and the notebooks. And there was some behind-the-scenes video where they went into, it looked like a desert, but they said it was near a beach, and it was I don't know, 20 mile worth of sand dunes and shit like that. And it was just them running up and down it to show how the sand interacts with footprints. So when they put it into the game, because if you play Journey, it involves a lot of sand in it. And then there's multiple character iterations, stuff like that. They did a bit for The Last of Us, looking at Ellie's design. They showed the live action thing some of the designers did to kind of get the feel for the stealth and the monsters in it. They then had 2 projectors up, one showing a bit where Joel was sneaking through a level, and the other screen was camera was held back behind Ellie, and it was showing her pathing for the AI to show how she knew where to go in relation to the player. So it wasn't you think, oh, there's a video game thing about design, it'll be shit here's Space Invaders, here's Pac-Man. It's No. This is the things we have to go through to put in path in for one of our characters. They had the actual designer's notebooks there with all the scribbles and sketches in it. Had one of the Quark storyboards for The Last of Us, and in that, do you know Tess? Well, here's a spoiler for The Last of Us if no one's played it in the past fucking 8 years. Do you know Tess at the very beginning? Like your kind of partner, the smuggler.
Yeah.
How she gets bitten and she goes out guns blazing. One of the storyboard notes was Ellie shoots Tess.
Wow.
It was like shit like that. So it's like all these. So I was going through it. Some of the characters I couldn't remember the name of, but it's like some of them was like Tess was there to the end of the game. Shit like that. It was like all these different things. A character gets bitten. Someone kills an infected character. That same character commits suicide. Sorry, the infected character commits suicide. So it's like all these different things about the story beats throughout the entire length of the game. And I was reading one of the scripts, and as I was going through it, I was telling the people I was with, have any of you played The Last of Us? And one of them said no. I went, don't read that page, it's literally the last scene of the game. But so we're going through it. They had that, they had Splatoon 2, and they were showing the different, like how it was heavily influenced by street fashion. Kentucky Route Zero was there, and some of the influences for some of the scenes, and they had this phone there that you dial a number, and apparently it's in the game. I'm not sure, that bit was a bit confusing. And then there was some more indie things, like this game called Graveyard. All you do is you're an old lady and you walk down a path, take a seat at a bench at the end, and she walks fucking slow, and that's what the game is. And then they also had a bit for No Man's Skies as well at the end, because I was talking about procedural generation and the kind of design that needs to go into that to make sure it's like, unique. Like someone's put some sketches to show the design team and the artists and the programmers like what you can do differently with like a set of tools, like changing the face, changing the back plate of a character, stuff like that. So that was very interesting going through that. Then after that, there was like a big projection where they had 5 people sitting down. Everyone was frozen, but then when a light was highlighted on one of them, they would talk about the specific subject that the 5 of them were there to talk about. And they had a couple of sociologists, a couple of game designers. Do you know the guy that makes all those homoerotic games, the gay games? Like Jan, or I think it's Jan is his surname. But he makes like the one where it's like you're in a toilet and guys come in and you give them a look, and if they look at you back, because he's not allowed to show penises, he has guns that are flesh coloured, like AK-47s and shit, and you've got to massage the gun so it goes erect and then shoots bullets. And it's stuff like that, like, because he's because he says there was no representation for him, so he decided to make games himself, because I think he's originally an artist, and he makes all these kind of like another famous one he's done is you just eat a popsicle very erotically and shit like that. But he was and he was like on the projection. There was some other people, 1 or 2 designers. Honestly, I couldn't really remember his name. That was the one I kind of heard about because of the game kind of got a lot of attention because of what it was. And they had an example of the Apple game that got banned because it was criticising Apple's business practices with phones. So the one where it's like you have to catch people with suicide nets, like outside that phone factory. So it's like they had that there. And then they had a kind of arcade room where it was all very simple indie arcade games. I think the one most people would have heard of is Environmental Bear or something, where you're a bear driving a car, but you can only use one hand. So it's like you're controlling his paw with it. And overall, it was very good fun, quite educational. There was a Bloodborne exhibit as well, and they were showing the different sketches for the monsters and the weapons. They had I bet you put some headphones on and you listen to one of the songs in it being performed by the orchestra. That was really good. And it also had, I can't remember his name. It's a YouTuber who plays a few games, an English guy, and he was playing Bloodborne and just describing the game. And there was another screen next to it showing his hands, and there was another screen on the other side showing all the times he failed fighting the cleric boss. So it was the cleric boss being shown. So overall, it was like a lot of very interesting exhibits. It was, I was expecting it to be kind of like Pac-Man, Space Invaders shit, make it very kind of what do you call it, broad. And like everyone can go in and say, "Oh, I've heard of that game." The first thing you walk into is Johnny, which, although it's very popular and a lot of people like it, isn't exactly a big name. And then it's like Bloodborne is like, I was going, yes, this is the type of thing I want. I wanted to see the sketches. I wanted to see there was a Splatoon
Real in
version.
depth.
Yeah, I saw the prototype of Splatoon before they even think of putting squid in. It was like blocks of tofu. It was it was fascinating. It was really good. It was originally in London and it's come up to Dundee. Hopefully it'll be around the UK. But if you see it, and it's called Video Games Design, Play and Disrupt. It's well worth a watch, or well worth a look. Sorry, the tickets were like £12 or something like that.
You had plenty of enjoyment out of it, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it was, we were there for 2 hours. It's
Yeah.
like it says, "Oh, it'll take about an hour," but we're going around reading everything, looking at the music, watching the videos. It was like a nice. I thought it was like an hour we were there. I was like, Jesus, that was 2. So it's well, if you're interested in video games, it's well worth a look at.
Sounds cool.
Well, hopefully, if it's touring around the UK, it's almost bound to come to Cardiff. So, me and Pedz.
Well, I don't know about that.
Right.
I mean, it must have its standards, you know.
You can go fucking Scotland, and I'm pretty sure it can go anywhere else in the world.
Dundee was voted the capital of Europe.
What?
Yeah, I promise you it was.
It was voted by what? A Scottish person.
But yeah, I mean, Scottish people do get. Scottish people are people too. Are you saying we should only get 3/5 of a vote?
Just get anything.
Rude. So support Dundee's bid to be. Oh, that's 2023.
The only good thing that involves Dundee is Crocodile Dundee, and that's got nothing to do with Scotland.
Shut it.
I'm only kidding, Kil.
God, now I'm paranoid that I've dreamt that. Well, you can. Here, I tell you what. Can you put this in your show notes? Here's to support the bid for Glasgow to be the cultural capital.
What?
Huh. He's moved channels to the general channel.
Yep, I tried to post the link because I was actually going to put the link in, but I fucked up and clicked the wrong thing.
Ah.
Oh well, the joke's gone. Cut the joke. Cut the joke.
This goes up without being edited, man.
Oh God. I knew you were lazy, but I didn't think you'd sink to this depth.
No, it's live because it's all live and stuff. It just goes up unedited. If we were to doing a podcast separately off Twitch, then I would do edited and stuff like I did before when I done a couple of episodes a few years ago.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Is there anything else we want to talk about, guys, or is that it? We've been live for an hour and a half. Matt is asking if we nearly finished. I don't know why.
Go.
No, we usually go for around 2 hours.
We'll finish when we're good and ready.
You tell him. Well, he just did.
I don't want to speak to him. You pass that message along.
Well, what I will ask is, has anyone played anything? I think I think we put this in conversation on some PMs between the three of us. Is that, or was it just between me and Pedz? I can't remember. That this is obviously going to be a weekly thing again. You know, all the madness is kind of over now. So I'm back to a more regular schedule. I think we're going to do. Is it once a month? We said we're going to do like a bit of a month in review.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Like just one at the end of the month, talking about some of the stuff we've done.
Yeah, and then
we can talk about City of Heroes again.
Yeah. And are we going to do the same for a little retro chat?
I was thinking doing that in like
every
2 weeks, just a little retro chat
yeah.
and a little monthly review 2 weeks later.
Quick question: does City of Heroes count as retro?
Yes, I guess.
That's very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another 2 hours of Kil talking about fucking City of Heroes.
At that point, I'm going to do a couple of raids.
Yeah. Yeah. So, in terms of topics, I think we've filled everything in that I can think of. Anyway, just I think the last thing to ask is: has anyone played anything that's worth mentioning other than City of Heroes and Villains?
I was going to mention Sea of Thieves actually because I enjoyed the game. Anyway, it was fun to play. It was a bit repetitive, but it was enjoyable to do.
Never bothered me.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I played it for a while altogether, but like little bits at a time. But since the newest update is where I've enjoyed it the most.
It's incredible.
don't get me wrong, you're still doing the same stuff,
There's
but
just more to do though.
it's done in a different way. I wouldn't say there's more to do. It's basically doing the same things. It's served up in different ways. Like the ways you actually do some of the quests are a little different. Whereas before, Sea of Thieves was you could either dig up a chest, which gives you a riddle, do a fort, kill a fish, kill a big fish, kill a kraken, kill some skeletons, or grab a chicken and sell it to the right person. But
with puzzles now, you have to use your brain.
Yeah, there's it's the same kind of thing, but they've added to that.
It's just more fleshed out, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
And there's the all-important fishing mechanic.
Oh yeah, you can fish now. Yeah.
Oh yes.
I'm not gonna lie. Sea of Thieves, when it first came out, I was like, "Fuck!" They had a chance to do something good here, because at that time when that came out, I was playing another game called Black Wake, which was in beta, and that's essentially Black Flag ship combat, the game where every single person on the boat is a player, and to load a cannon up is like literally. It's not like in Sea of Thieves where you just like it reloads. You have to come off the cannon, grab gunpowder, put the gunpowder in, grab a cannonball, put the cannonball in, use your ramrod to stuff the cannonball in, light the fuse, aim, and if you miss, you're like, well, fuck this, and you just jump into the ocean.
I think the biggest problem with Sea of Thieves ship combat is you're sailing around trying to shoot people, then someone else jumps off with a barrel, blows up your ship, and you're fucked.
Yeah.
That's the fun of it, though. I mean,
it's not the fun of it. It's fun, don't get me wrong, if you do it to someone else, but if you've spent 2 hours doing a story quest and then you get killed and lose your shit, then that's a day wasted.
Yeah.
And I don't mind this so much.
It's like the risk reward.
That's the thing. I don't like it happening anyway. When you're doing the just going around collecting chests and stuff, when you're actually doing the story missions, then it really fucks me off. Being online then is bullshit, because someone have then taken you out to steal one skull off you that you need to take to a certain person to progress with the story. They don't get anything from it other than, haha, I sunk your ship.
Yeah, but that's
fuck off. Whereas if I've just dug up a load of chests and they sunk me and stole my chests, there's a point to it. And I completely understand it, but it's just fuck tons more annoying to me when that happened. For 2 days in a fucking row. So we still haven't finished the fucking 8 fucking mission. Fucking Sea of Thieves.
It's a it's a game that causes a lot of emotional roller coasters. But I mean, I've played it since day one, and I've loved it since day one. And I think I was talking about this with the guys that I play with. I've probably put over 500 hours into the game so far. A friend of mine's probably put double that in. He's probably close to 1,000 hours. He must be by now. I absolutely love the game. As if you kind of check out any of my past streams, you'll figure out that I love Sea of Thieves. I mean, for me personally, the whole getting wrecked when you're trying to do something, it is annoying. Trust me, when you've played 500 hours of a game, you get it a lot. But it got to a point where eventually, I don't know why, I can't really explain how, why, or when, but something just kind of clicked, and I changed kind of the way I view the game. And that's the same with the guys that I play with. And now, I think here's the thing: we don't give a shit now. Probably because we're all pirate legends, we're all like high level Athenas, and we're kind of just we've done a huge chunk of the game, if you know what I mean. So we play in a different way now, with maybe slightly less purpose, even though we're still playing to do the story and stuff like that. We just go with the flow. We don't stress over things anymore, because we used to stress a lot over those things, losing the important things when you need them, getting kegged and losing all your shit, and just when you need it, and like having literally like days and like a week solid of getting screwed over at the last minute and all this kind of stuff. We've had it all, but I don't know, something just kind of clicked with us all, and we were like, why are we stressing? You know, it's all good. Let's just and
Yeah.
I don't know, we've and you know, the last few hundred hours at least has been a lot more enjoyable and less stressful for us personally. Just the way maybe we play it, I don't know, but
Pedz, you kind of sound like me. Yeah, you got a. I tell you what. Do you know another game that has a hook for a hand and a peg leg?
Yeah, the thing is, as like Grom have just said,
What?
there isn't a huge experience. There isn't a huge reward to the missions other than the experience. Losing 2 hours of progress is crap, and I don't know if he means by experience as in the experience of doing it, because you don't actually get anything apart from 3,000 gold. You can get 3,000 gold by selling like 3 chests on a fort,
yeah,
and it'll take you half hour. So to lose loads of shit for like 2-3 hours, and you don't gain anything other than you finish this. That's it. So
It's
when you
all
lose that just as you
accommodations,
come to the
really.
last thing, then it's like, well,
What's the money buy you?
just attires, stuff
cosmetics.
purely cosmetic stuff.
All
Oh, it isn't-
cosmetic.
So,
There's
really,
no experience. You don't get
the
better at
experience
anything
he's
other than.
talking about isn't a money. It isn't a value. It's not a mechanic. The experience is actually traditional experience of
Yeah.
doing something.
Yeah,
having
exactly.
adventure, being chased down by that. Was it called a? Fuck. I was going to name a boat, but galley. I'll say that. I was
Yeah,
going to say a
galleon.
sloop. Sloop is the fast one.
Sloop's the fast one.
Yeah, chased down by a sloop and just getting away, or you come to an island and your boat's sinking, but someone takes the item, jumps into a cannon, and you shoot him onto the place where he can hand it. I think those are the experiences you get in.
And that's what the guys, like the group that I play with, that's what we've really embraced, and nothing else matters. You know, we always have a laugh. Like, we always end up at some point on our session, we're always in stitches laughing because we've done something stupid, or someone else has done something stupid and we've like screwed someone else over, or you know, like the amount of times, like, I think it's happened a couple of times on my streams as well. When I was streaming Sea of Thieves, I was just about to log off. We'd sunk our ship because it's what we do at the end of a stream, and someone else has just spawned in on that island. They've just logged into the game, and their ship pops up on the dock. So before they've even realized what we've done, we normally steal their ship and sail off with it. And it's just the fact that, you know, for a fact they've just logged on, they've walked out of the inn to go to the dock, and their ship's not there. And it's just like, you know, it's causing confusion, and you know, and all that kind of stuff. The amount of like, and it's like you said, it's those experiences, and once you embrace those experiences and you don't worry so much about the potential loss of effort that you've put into, because to us, even when we get dicked over and we've put hours, and sometimes we've put like 6-7 hours into something and we still get screwed over, you know, it's not, it used to frustrate us badly, and it used to cause a lot of rage and that, you know, real like annoyance. It's not something that, it's part of the experience. At the end of the day, we're playing a game called Sea of Thieves. We're playing as pirates. Pirates are dicks. We're dicks to others. They're dicks to us. You know, it's how the world goes round in that game. You know, and it's honestly, for me, it's the most fun game. I won't go on about it too much, but all I'll say is it's the most fun game for me of this generation, and it's the game that defines this generation for me.
Yeah,
So.
there's like there's some the way you might be playing the game not in the way that you best enjoy Pedz. Like I've seen a couple of videos where two types of kind of trolling where someone will go and hide in the crow's nest. One type is they just play an instrument, but the person like, where the fuck is music's coming from, and they just be sitting up there playing the music. Another one is there's apparently this chest that as you possess it, it fills you with water, and he took that, hid in the crow's nest, and just sunk this person's ship. I was like, maybe because if you don't get anything but the ability to get cosmetics, maybe instead of trying to do some of these missions, which you said earlier were kind of samey, you would, I don't know, try trolling other people.
No, to be fair, the missions are, while you're doing the same thing, they actually add variety, whereas doing the other stuff is very samey. So like I said, doing the story-based stuff in a online persistent world is fucking daft. It really is, because you're trying to do stuff. It's like trying to read a book And then someone
You
walks
get
into your house
shot
and
in the
fucking
face.
smashes your face in, smashes
Yeah.
your fucking TV, and just like, well, that's the way the world works. Let me go do a TV.
Pedz, I tell you what, a game where you can have a peg leg and a hook, and you can rob
I
Dundee
know
as
it's
well.
daft,
City
like,
of
but at the
Villains.
same
Play
time,
City of Villains. You can rob banks with your comrades. You get a hook. You get a peg leg. You can be a pirate-based villain. Do that.
yeah,
Also,
maybe.
I thought I'd give you a quick Dauntless update. I signed in and I was in queue 50,000, and that was like 50 minutes ago. And now I'm 30,000.
Bloody hell! So there's still quite large queues getting to get onto the game.
Yeah, I was just curious to see because you said it was very long, so I'm actually not going to sit in like OF. But yeah, I'll have a look at that later. But I thought I'd just give a quick Dauntless update in terms of how fucked is it.
Crum said, I
I-
totally get it. It's just the time in the story mission. It's just the time in the story missions and having to release it all. Especially when I have to work the next day and I don't have time to lose progress. Restart it all.
I get that,
Because you have to start back from the beginning again. It's not even a checkpointed thing, like.
No, but you know, for instance, me, Slam, and Atten, we were doing I think it was the second story mission, and we got to the very end. We'd done everything. We got to the very end where we had to kill the boss at the end, and we were going at it and going at it, and I think we were streaming it, going at it, and we were like, why is this person not dying? We couldn't figure out. Then we realized there was two other crews on the island who were around the other side of the island, so that's why we didn't see their ships. And this boss is leveled, so the more people that are around her, the stronger she is. And we were the only ones attacking her, so it was she was strong enough to take on 9 people, and there was only 3 of us actually attacking her, so we weren't making a dent. Couldn't figure it out. Anyway, so then we realized there was these other crews, and there's 2 galleons with a full crew each, so there was 8 in total against 3 of us, and they started being dicks and they sunk us. And we were like, oh, yeah. And instead of getting, and we were right at the very end, you know, trying to kill this boss. But then we just went, you know what? We're not going to be able to kill this boss because they're not going to leave the island. So what we're going to do is go and mess with them. Let's just go fuck them up. So that's exactly what we did. We sailed halfway across the map, which took like a good 15 minutes to get there. We got all the way back. We took them by surprise, sank one of their ships. As a result, the 2 crews jumped on the 1 galleon, so there was 8 people on 1 galleon, and we thought, fuck this, balls to the wall, started piling into them. We jumped onto their galleon, started killing them, and then we ended up getting screwed over. But then we came back and did it again, and we didn't care. We were just like, you know what, we've lost the captain, we've lost 2 hours of progress, and like we were right at the end, all we had to do was kill that captain. But we were like, you know what, it's not about that now. It's about fucking with these guys. And we ended up driving them off the island just because we kept coming back and annoying them. But we were having such a laugh doing it because we're in a brig, which is like the in between the sloop and the galleon. So we are underpowered compared to 2 galleons. And we managed to sink one of them anyway by kegging it and blasting it until it sank. And then we were just causing them so many problems that eventually they fucked off. So we were like, fuck this, we're not going back to the island to kill the captain. We're going to chase them and cause them issues. So that's what we did for about half an hour. And then we eventually got bored and logged off. But do you know what I mean? Is like, we were literally at the very end. All we had to do was kill that captain, and we had done that story mode. But we were like, you know what? Actually, that's not where the fun is. The fun is fucking with these guys because they fucked with us. So we're just going to annoy them more. And we had such a laugh from it, you know?
To be fair, that's fair enough. But for me, doing the story missions is just, I've just been enjoying doing them, and getting fucked over repeatedly is just getting on my nerves. Like Grum himself actually said he doesn't really enjoy the game. He's only been playing it to do the story stuff, which he's actually enjoyed more. So when he's getting fucked over, it's just making him want to play less.
Yeah, you know, it's a very Marmite game at the end of the day. You know, it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna tick everyone's boxes, but you know, it's just one of those things, I think.
Yeah.
So, have you played it, Kil?
I was semi-interested in it when it was first announced, but then when it came out, it turned out to be like I saw a video of it, and then they pretty much did everything you could do. I was like, oh shit, I'm so glad I didn't buy this. But now it's like all these story missions and these puzzles you can do, and you have to actually use your brain, and it's still quite light fun. I would really consider it, but I'd also need to find at least 3 other people who would also be interested in playing it on PC.
Or Xbox One.
I enjoy it
Crossplay.
on Xbox One.
It's
Oh,
crossplay.
can you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Crossplay.
shit. Do you know what?
Well,
Maybe then. But I'd
jump-
have to find like a crew though.
Yeah, you either jump on with Pedz or jump on with me. There's like I play the guys that feature in my streams is a guy called Slam and a guy called Atten, who I know personally, like they're personal friends of mine. Where that's the game that we're always on with. So all this Pedz plays often as well. So you've got two like crews there you could join easily. So.
But it's one of the things that I wouldn't get to experience. So although it would be fun to just go and do stuff, if we were to go and do a mission, I would say, okay, Kil, go over here and do that because that's what we do at this point in the mission. It's the same for like MMOs. Why I would love to have gone and done a raid when it was new with a group like with 30 people and had to have worked out what to do. It's the same for like for Left 4 Dead. I played Left 4 Dead when it first came out, and all the missions I did were new with the people I was playing it with. But then when I got other people into Left 4 Dead, we were saying, okay, follow us, go there. You want to stand here and shoot. And it was the same for like Payday 2, where I played that and really enjoyed it, but then I stopped for a bit, then played it again with some people, and it was essentially, okay, you just sit there, we're going to go and stealth this to get the money. I was like, well, what do I do? It's like, nothing. And if they messed up, we just restart. I was like, I would like to make the mistakes and figure out what to do as well, but because everyone already knows what to do, it's kind of like I don't get that opportunity. But I would like. I'm really tempted to get it. Like, is it on the Xbox thing on Windows 10?
Yeah. It's on. Like even though I say the group that I'm with, yes, we've put a lot of hours in the game, but that's not how we would play at all. It wouldn't be like you go there. It would just be like in terms of organization, we're the least organized crew you could possibly get. We usually crash into the island. We usually then just jump off and we just we just kind of we deal with things as they come. So if you need help with something, or if you're like, oh, it's cool, but because we all ask for help and we all kind of do it anyway. So it's definitely one of those games that I know what you're on about, because I've been in that situation myself as well. This game doesn't lend itself to that kind of way of playing anyway, so I think you'd be all right, because it's one of those games, no matter how experienced you are, you always make mistakes, and it's impossible to guarantee anything in the game, mainly because one, you're dealing with like skeletons that will jump out of the ground with gunpowder on them, which is never fun, because you see a skeleton head pop out of the ground, you start attacking it, and then you swing your sword, and as you swing it, you see them pull up a gunpowder barrel, hit it, boom, you die. You're like, oh, and or another crew turns up and attacks you, or do you know what I mean? It's a very open-ended game, so it doesn't lend itself to that way of playing. So I think you'll be all right, to be honest. But this way, especially with the way the ships work, there would be something for you to do all the time, because if there was 4 of us, we'd be on a galleon, and 4, you can do 3 of you can use a galleon, but it's so much easier. It makes so much easier with that 4th person, so you wouldn't just be standing there not knowing what to do. There would always be something to do, like so.
You're repairing it, or taking the water out, or lowering on the anchor, raising the sail. Well, I tell you would really love Black Wake, by the way. It's seriously, it's just like that. Yeah, you do have to be coordinated for it though. Because like a weaker ship can go against a tougher ship, and if the crew on it's coordinated, then
you've got a chance.
Yeah, but it's still like, oh my god, sorry, it's just no. I shouldn't take the topic away. But Black Wake is like a really good fun game as well. For pirating. Not for stealing it, but for like being a pirate.
Yeah.
I was just having a look just now, and for Sea of Thieves, it's like the only copy I can see is like fucking £50.
What? It was like 20 quid the other day on the Xbox store.
Edition. Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves redeemer code. You can't buy it. You can only buy the anniversary edition.
Just get Game Pass.
I'm buying Game Pass, mate. What else can I play with Game Pass?
Well, let's be honest, right? Even if you don't get another game with Game Pass, you get a month to try all the game and see if you like it.
Yeah, it's true.
For like, and I actually think if you go on the Xbox.com, pretty sure they're doing first 3 months of Game Pass for £1.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
So
you know what? I could try that to play, but is it? Problem is, got a lot of games already. Like City Heroes and Villains will probably take up a good bit of my time, and you guys will be playing that as well, so that'll be taking up your time. And also, I didn't mention I also got really into Magic the Gathering Arena, which is a fantastic card. If you have any interest at all in like collectible card games, or you like Hearthstone and anything, have a shot of Magic the Gathering Arena. It's so much fun. And you don't have to spend any money on it. They give you 15 full decks of cards. And yeah, you know, if you want to make your own, you need to kind of get packs. But to do that, you can get free packs a week for free by just winning games. And it doesn't sound like much, but that's 21 cards you're getting.
Yeah.
And if you end up playing like 20 hours of it, put some money in, and then, you know, buy a pack. And as well as that, you get gold, and you can use gold to buy packs of cards. Like, through playing the tutorial, I had enough gold to buy 7 packs of cards. So it's like, that's... Sorry, I realised I've been playing a lot of arenas as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I am tempted to try Sea of Thieves, because I have been seeing a few videos of it, and it does look a lot of fun. But it's kind of one of those things where, I don't know, it's like... Yeah... I might actually have a look at it and see if there's some updates in it then.
Give it a go and add me and Pedz on Xbox Live, on the Xbox Live app, and you know, see where you go with it. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything more to talk about. We've been at this for about 2 hours now. So, Pedz, is there anything else you want to add?
Me? No, man. I'm good. I wanted to talk about Sea of Thieves a little bit, and we have done. And that's it.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. The only thing I'll say is I've bought a copy of Skies of Arcadia for the GameCube, so that's going to be a thing again. And the difference is, you know, I'm actually playing off proper hardware this time. So
yeah, the only
I don't
thing
have to put
is
my laptop in the fridge.
You need to find a way to transfer your save to it.
Yeah, I did put a fair few hours in, didn't I?
Yeah. Don't start again. Fuck that.
I'll find a way. And the only gripe I've got with it is the price. I paid £42.50p for this version, which is the NTSC copy, which I guess you could say is the preferred copy because it runs in at 60 hertz, 480p. And the PAL version, which ideally I'd rather, because obviously my main GameCube collection is PAL, was £75 to £85, which I refuse point blank to pay. I've got a freeloader. I've got 6 GameCubes. I'm either going to hard mod one or whatever, you know. I'm not. Yeah. I'm going to go for the cheaper option. It's the exact same game, you know. But
yeah.
That's my only gripe is I hate the fact that some games are ridiculously priced.
The only difference is with the NTSC versions of GameCube games and the PAL versions that I'm aware of is the GameCube in America allowed for 480p.
Yeah.
Whereas in the UK it was like 480i or whatever. It didn't have progressive scan. Didn't have progressive scan.
56i, something like that.
Yeah, so it wasn't as good quality like
yeah,
the American
it was a higher resolution, but not at the preferred type. It was interlaced rather than thing.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm playing with a GCHD adapter, so I put scan lines on it anyway to give it a more authentic look. So progressive or interlaced, it looks good.
Those scan lines are not a design decision by the game designer.
No, they aren't. They aren't. But a lot of games back in the day, knowing that they had CRTs to work with, used to work their pixels around the scan lines to get things to look in a certain way.
I still think it's pretentious.
And I think that you're just being a fanny.
Rude.
Anyway, I think that's it from me tonight, guys. If there's nothing, well, I've got nothing else to say. I don't know about you.
No, I'm good.
Anything else? I think what we'll do is wrap it up then. as we've been live for over 2 hours. It's been good to be back. Next week we will be back probably Sunday.
I will check what my shift pattern is. I can't remember. It's been a while since I've had my regular shift pattern, so I need to double check. But Sunday will probably be good for me, yes.
Yeah. So if that's the case, then we'll probably be back Sunday next week. And everything will be normal. We'll keep our eyes on the news. It's only a couple of weeks now, isn't it? Like
E3?
2 weeks, 3 weeks to E3. I don't know what the plans are for E3.
Live reaction?
We could do live reactions for some. But the awkward thing for me is some of them are going to be in the day when the kids are here.
Yeah.
So we'll have to think of it.
We'll work around it.
Yeah. Also, before Devon used to do the E3 postmortems, which was like look at they would be recorded on the days after. So we'll see what happens.
Cool.
Anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in. We are leaving now, and we will be back soon.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I hope you all enjoyed having Kil on his first GRcade Twitchcast.
Shit, it is, isn't it?
Yep. He's been on the GRcade podcast, but he has not been on...
I made the podcast, what it is. As in a failure.
I'd say Devlin, the better Scottish man, did, but, you know.
Oh, no. He wasn't in charge of the worst episode ever made. I was.
Does Kil stream on Twitch? I don't know. Do you stream on Twitch, Kil?
I don't know.
He does not.
I do have Twitch Prime, but I use that to get Rainbow Six Siege alpha packs. Speaking of which, Rainbow Six Siege, new operators, invisible to cameras, and a guy who can see through smoke. Fantastic. What will they think of next? And I'm not being ironic. That's like, what will they think of next?
Are you on social media that you care to share? Kil?
I only use Twitter to follow people. I don't actually post. I'm not a poster, I'm a lurker. I tell you what though, I might actually... No, should I? Tempted to stream City of Heroes and Villains.
You should. Do it.
I tell you what, why don't I send you both the download links for it and you can stream it?
Oh, okay. The GRcade social media, I believe, is at GRcade on Twitter. I was going to say Twitch. YouTube is GRcade Video. Also, don't forget to check out grcade.co.uk. Doom, what's your social media, man?
At the Doom Spoon for Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram where I post all sorts of... It's usually pictures of my cats or scenery if I'm out somewhere nice. Hang on, let me check that's my name, which I don't think none of you know my full name, but you're about to find out my second name anyway. So my tag for Instagram is at @BASainty. If you want to follow me there and look at pictures of my cats. Twitter at the Doom Spoon, and Twitter is twitch.tv/doomspoon.
Yep. That's from us, guys. If you want to follow me on Twitch, it's P3DZ. Same with most things, I think. I don't know. Social media sucks. Anyway, catch you later, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you guys for taking part. It's been a pleasure, as always.
Wait a minute. I just fucking went on your Twitch. I appreciate the picture you put for me.
What, Mob?
Yeah, fantastic choice.
Yeah, I know you like Mob.
I'm a sweet cherry blossom boy.
Yeah. I was trying to look for a more dopey picture of him, but I couldn't find it.
Oh.
I wasn't sure. I was like, I don't know where his avatar is from GRcade, but I know he likes Mob Psycho 100. So I'll put Mob down. There you go.
It's actually, I think it's the avatar I've got from Discord. Just a very angry man.
Yeah. Right. Are you all ready to go, guys? Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you, bye.